everybody to our first in the series of Facebook Lives with schools. And we are here with Brooks Academy. My name is Ayla. I am the Marketing and Communications Manager at Families Empowered. And if you're watching this live, you're probably on our page, so you probably know who we are, but we work for families. That's what we do here at Families Empowered. Our goal is to give you all the information that you need to find and choose the school that's right for your kids. Every kid is going to have a unique set of questions that you want to ask about the school, and every family is going to have different answers that they're looking for. So traditionally, we would meet you out in the community. We'd see y'all at lots of live events. We love going out. We love being out there. But right now, we're stuck at home. All of us together are stuck at home. So what we wanted to do is bring the school to you. So that's what we're doing today. And we are here with Miss Washington and Miss Salas from Brooks Academy. And today we're going to talk about how they're tackling distance learning, how that's going for their school community. And we're going to talk a little bit more about the school in general and their programs, what they have to offer, and what next year looks like. So without further ado, Ms. Salas and Ms. Washington, why don't you let us know a little bit more about yourselves, because you both are at the school, but you're also parents. So You've got some pretty cool insight there.
Yes.
So, hi, I'm Mrs. Salas. I'm the school leader at Brooks Academy. Thank you so much for having us on. This is our first Facebook Live kind of party, so we're happy to have been invited. Thank you. But yes, we serve in multiple capacities, so I can definitely relate to the parents' end right now and some of the experiences that our parents are having positively, and some of those that we're struggling with, right, to be teachers and moms and administrators. But definitely our Brooks Academy community has taken it on, and their positivity and patience with us has been overwhelming. So we're very grateful for that.
Hello, everybody. My name is Latasha Washington. I'm one of the assistant school leaders at BASE. I've been there. This is going into my 6th year at BASE. I also have a daughter who attends. She's a 3rd grader right now. So definitely I can feel your pain when it comes to the trying to educate them while trying to still maintain what you're doing from home and support what they are doing actively on Virtual Academy.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Well, thank you both for being here. I think it might be helpful to just start with the basics. Tell us about your school. What's your school mission? What grade levels do you offer? Give us all the fun details.
So I'll be able to start off with our mission. So we're part of the Somerset Network, and we have schools all over the United States, here in Texas. Of course, we're part of Brooks Academy's charter. And our mission overall as a district is to promote a culture that maximizes student achievement. And our vision as a school is to empower our students to be able to provide and give back to our communities, and making them powerful within our community. We at Brooks Academy are located in Brooks City base, and we're very fortunate to have strong community stakeholders who support us and who we always say that we're a really large family at our campus. Our parents are invested, and they are passionate about what we offer to the students and holding us accountable. So we're really proud of that. And then I'll let Ms. Washington talk a little bit about the grades that we offer at our campus.
Yes, so we do offer pre-kindergarten all the way through 12th grade. We kind of operate as a big family rather than separate entities. So definitely we are try to be as aligned as possible, going all the way from pre-K to the 12th grade. Right now we have our 11th graduating class. The class of 2020, who some of them have been with us since 4th grade. So definitely they have traveled up the ranks, and hence they with us through a long time, and are now being able to celebrate this feat with us.
Yeah. That's great. Thank you. So right now we're in the midst of distance learning. Everyone's dealing with it. We know that schools are closed through the end of the school year, and we won't be back till next year. So distance learning is what we're doing till the end of the school year. Tell me a little bit about how that works for Brooks. What's the typical distance learning day like for most of your students?
Yes, so we are extremely proud to be able to boast that Brooks is doing distance learning like no one else. We like to kind of put it in a way of really the only thing that's changed is our venue. So the venue is now in people's homes, on their cell phones, devices, etc. But our teachers are available from 8 to 4. And for elementary school, our students get to go 3 times a week for instruction in math, reading, and we also have a STEM component on Fridays for our elementary students. We're still offering live PE, live art, and live library sessions for all of our kiddos. And then in upper school, our middle and high school students are going through their entire course schedule throughout the week. So although they don't see their teachers as much, they are still seeing every single teacher. Additionally, our teachers are hosting tutoring sessions. We have novel study groups. We had clubs that our kids thoroughly enjoyed that our teachers are still going on. We're getting ready to have virtual pep squad tryouts, which is amazing. What are other clubs in Miss Washington that I might have missed that are meeting?
We have our art club, Prism Club, student councils that are still meeting on a weekly basis as well.
Yearbook, senior
Yes,
class.
yearbook.
We're meeting with class of 2020. Like Miss Washington said, these kiddos have been with us since 4th grade. So definitely our heart goes out to class of 2020 because of the hardships that they've had to face. So we have weekly meetings with them. Our senior sponsors are great. So we are just trying to maintain those connections with our kids. Some of our teachers are even setting up lunch meetings and sessions as an incentive. Our little ones used to love to have lunch with their teachers during lunchtime, so they're setting up lunch groups. They have just gotten so creative with virtual that at times I'm just saying, teachers, don't forget about your families.
Yeah.
But honestly, the students are like our family as well. So like I said, it's definitely hard to manage the, responsibilities that you have at home. We have a lot of parents who are still essential workers. So are very, very grateful to them for, placing their students on and making education a priority. We range a little over 90% attendance for virtual, which is great considering that, a lot of our families are just trekking through, whether it's internet connectivity or need a device, which we completely, understand. But if they don't have that, they're still reaching out to us, reaching out to their teachers, and their teachers are able to send them work, whether it's via email. We have a great app that we use called Remind. You want to share a little bit about that, Miss Washington?
Yes, so definitely our Remind app is where we have mostly all of our communication through with our parents via the teachers, myself, and other administrators there just to provide support to the parents. Any questions that they need answered, we're right there, pretty much at the fingertips away to answer any of those. That's our sole way for our teachers to communicate to the families about what's going on in their classrooms, what they're doing, and how they are able to log on and gain access to their classrooms, whether it's through the Zoom classroom or through the Google Classroom.
Yeah, that's great. And so, Miss Washington, I know before we went live, you were telling me that you were just actually helping some students troubleshoot. What does that look like for students and kind of working with the school if they have problems like that? How do you guys get in contact?
So definitely, I'm available on the Remind app, where they're able to message me. If they're able to find me on there, say Ms. Washington, they send me a message saying, "Hey, Ms. Washington, I'm having problems right now. Can you help me?" And I'm like, "Sure." So I definitely need to stay on the line with them, stay on standby. It's kind of like almost like a text messaging app, pretty much, where I'm just texting back and forth with them in order to assist them. So, like for example, I had one this morning, like, "Ms. Washington, I can get into the new platform that we're using called Collegia." And I was like, okay, so send me a picture of what it looks like. And so they did. So then I sent that picture to my IT, and then my IT sent me a response back. I sent that response back to them. And then we pretty much dialogued through it, trying to still solve it. I'm still actively helping her right now, still with the tech issues, but it's okay. We're gonna figure it out. So definitely, it's pretty much like I'm just text messaging with the students and or parents throughout the day, just trying to help them troubleshoot. I'm trying to stay as active and online as long as possible to support them, because definitely I know that they need it, and anytime, and even if it's just to say, "Hey, Ms. Washington, can I talk to you for a minute?" I'm there just for them to say, "I'm having this problem. How can I solve it?" And I'm there to assist them with that as well.
Yeah, that's great. So tell us, if we want to hear a little bit, find out a little bit more about the school, where can we go online? Where should parents go on the web to find you?
So your first point of contact would be our Brooks Academy, base.brooksacademy.org, and that takes you directly to Brooks Academy of Science and Engineering. Like I said, we're located in the Brooks city-based area, but we serve families from all over. Downtown, Medical Center, we have people from Poteet, Floresville, etc. And they are able to go to our registrar's page, and through email contact. We also have our temporary number set up there because we are limited on who we have working at the campus right now. But really, email is the best way to go right now. Would be contacting myself, Ms. Washington, our registrar. I can drop those emails in the chat so that they can be saved. But we are currently enrolling for the new school year from pre-K all the way through 12th grade. So that is something that we're hoping is an easy process for people, since we are in the virtual world right now. We have about 3 people helping with that. So if somebody needs to even set up a Zoom call to help them walk through the process, then that's certainly available. Additionally, our teachers are great with that. So we're able to do a virtual tour. Maybe someone wants some more information prior to committing. We'd be able to show them some snippets of what we have going on in the virtual classrooms right now, which again, I'd like to say that our teachers are doing a phenomenal job. You can walk into a virtual or check into a virtual classroom right now, and you can see Socratic circles. You'll see polls going on. Our digital media students creating videos with their teachers online. We have all kinds of different learning platforms. In pre-K, we go in and we get to see our kids singing the alphabet. In kindergarten, first grade, teachers are doing read alouds with our kids. All of our online platforms are available to them, so we have students earning points for reading and still in competition. My son's teacher actually sent a prize to the top accelerated reader in her classroom. So teachers are finding all kinds of wonderful ways to continue to keep their students engaged. Like Ms. Washington said, Remind, it's kind of like a text messaging platform without sharing personal numbers. We have teachers just sending out check-ins. Send me an emoji and tell me how you're feeling today.
Yes.
Or we have dictionary derbies that some of our upper school teachers are doing. We know a lot of our kids just want that connection. Especially too with what's going on. A lot of our students are confused and unable to really process, that they're going to be staying home and understanding why. So we have our guidance team on hand as well. Our student support specialist is doing character education sessions for our elementary kids, and our guidance counselor is available for all our high school, middle, and even elementary kids. And I'd like to say even for families who are needing or having problems kind of navigating this new world, he's also accessible, and everybody is easily accessible on our website at base.brooksacademy.org.
That's great. So we've got what I think is a really interesting question from Wendy in the chat. And she's wondering if students are logged in for the entire school day or what the pacing looks like for them.
So definitely for elementary, there are assigned times. The school day starts at 8 a.m. for pre-K, and they go until about 8:30, 8:45, and then that's their end time, and they won't log back on until specials time when they join kinder and first grade for either library, art, or PE. After that, it's kind of like every 45 minutes. Each grade level is coming on at that certain time. So it's not all day that they're logging. They're only logged on for that 45 minute to hour block with their teachers, and they are able to engage in that one time at that moment. If anything else, they like I said, they do log on for specials, and they can log on again for tutoring sessions, for the counselor's visits, or any other time that the teachers are welcoming.
I think if anything, Ayla, one of our messages to parents has been is that we don't want to overwhelm or over communicate. I think that we definitely, some feedback we've heard is sometimes it's too much or it's a lot, and we're letting our families know that, you know, we just, again, want to continue with the communication and the connection between our students and our teachers, but we are being very flexible, of course, with logging in. Like I said, a lot of our teachers have set up Google Classroom, so our students are still able to gain access to the assignments and information or reteach, even if they're unable to join the session, which is live. But again, I'll say we have over 90% of our kids who are able to join the session.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So we've got a couple more questions in the chat that I want to touch on. Let's start with the enrollment. Are you guys accepting enrollment for the current school year? And if so, for this year and for next year, what do people need for enrollment? Just the basic process.
So they would go, I put on our registrar's email on there, but basic enrollment process would be, of course, gathering student information, birth certificate, social security number, and a last report card if it's applicable, if they've been in school or if they're in kindergarten, you know, that's different. I would like to share that right now, anybody who completes enrollment in kindergarten for the 2021 school year, we have something called Kinder Jumpstart. And so what we'll be doing is having our kinder teachers actually providing lessons to our incoming kinder kiddos in just also getting to know them. Typically in the summer, we'll do like a kinder camp, and this tremendously helps with the transition of leaving home or their preschool in order to start kinder. So that's something we have to offer, but it's really simple in the sense of getting it started. But of course, you know, with uploading of documents and things, nothing can take place of that face-to-face interaction. But we have more than one person who's able to get on and help them.
Okay, yeah, great.
So we don't have, you know, per se a test that students need to pass. I know that someone asked about requirements. We are a completely public open enrollment charter school. We have students from all kinds of backgrounds and all types of academic needs, and we are fully able to serve all of them.
Yeah, and so your school doesn't have any sort of boundaries as far as where they have to live in the city?
No.
Yeah. Great.
I'm sorry, I saw a question about the learning curve for technical, and I wanted to just address it really quickly. So again, I cannot say how grateful we are for our parents who are super patient with us. And this week, like Ms. Washington said, she's been doing some troubleshooting, and we follow the news, right? And we saw and have been following that there were some concerns with Zoom sessions, which is maybe why some schools decided not to do them. However, we felt that it was very important to have that continuity with instruction and interaction. So this week we implemented another layer of security, which is a platform that our students now have to go on to, and they are only able to access it with their student ID and email. So definitely it's been a bit of a headache for some people, but we do have IT working here locally. We also have a larger IT support from Somerset charter, which is located in Florida. So I can guarantee you that since we've started virtual, we have people working day and night. We definitely know that it's not perfect, and we know that there is a huge learning curve, and considering that we literally started it from 1 week to the next,
yes.
we're grateful that our families have been able to go on this ride with us, and we definitely take their feedback to heart anytime they send it or share it. And again, we just want to reiterate that we're not trying to overwhelm, and we maintain flexibility with logging in and getting on and constantly trying to look for ways to improve our site and the way that we're delivering virtual.
Yeah. So if parents do need some IT help, what's their first step? Should they go to Miss Washington? Should they go to their teacher? Who's the first point of contact for them if they do need that kind of help?
Yes, definitely. Reaching out to their teacher would be a first point of contact. And if the teacher is not available at that time, then definitely reaching out to one of the administrators. We are here as well, and available to help. And then from that point on, I'll either connect them with the IT, or I'll provide the IT. We also have IT also has a remind set up as well. So definitely, sorry guys. So definitely, they are able to assist right away. With the On the Remind IT app as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have different people who have administrative access to Remind. So a little bit ago, our dean, Coach Cheney, sent out a Remind message, and we just got off a meeting with her prior to joining this Facebook Live, and she was telling us, guys, I'm getting a lot of feedback, and she was also kind of just disseminating that to our IT techs, to herself, and then of course our teachers have become pros at this, most definitely.
Yes.
So they are, sometimes we'll send something out and they'll say, guys, this isn't going to work. Let me show you how. And they communicate that to their parents. So we are completely okay with giving them that autonomy, especially because they're the ones who are receiving the students in class. So, that definitely helps us. I see that Wendy had a question about special education services being provided to students who have pull-out services in reading and math. Miss Washington is the expert there.
As far as the SPED services being provided, we are definitely still providing those services. We have assigned a lot of our instructional assistants into the classroom, so they actually go into the classroom to support the students. The teachers are able to break the students out into breakout rooms, in which the instructional assistants are able to assist them and support them in that breakout room if they're needing assistance with the lesson. That's being provided in addition to the instructional assistants and teachers, and our student service teachers are able to are hosting their own classrooms where they are able to come in for extra tutoring and assistance on their Zoom classroom as well. So definitely we are still servicing them just like we would in the classroom. I'm just setting up a little different schedules virtually for them.
We also have our students our elementary students who received dyslexia services. They are still receiving services for dyslexia. And with special education, we have case managers too who are overseeing the process with the instructional assistants and students, making phone calls to families and making sure that they feel comfortable in getting out there.
Yes, and definitely their schedules are very flexible. They are they're personally calling parents and setting up the times that they're available, even if that is a later time in the day, just so that their students are able to get on with them to get the extra help that they may need.
Okay, wonderful. And so any student that is in those programs, they have a point of contact, and they know exactly who they need to talk to, it sounds like. Fantastic. Yep. So we've got a question from Sage about when we get back into the new school year and when we're back in buildings. Do you guys provide transportation?
Unfortunately, we do not, Miss Powell. I saw that.
But But our public transportation, they do have a stop right there by our campus, in which a lot of our students and parents do take advantage of, and they do get dropped off right there at our campus. I believe they're even thinking about making another stop right around the corner from us as well.
Yeah, good point. We do. We have a lot of students who do take public transportation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So since we're on this topic of getting back into the new school year, getting back into buildings, tell us about the classroom experience. We've heard a lot about the virtual classroom experience, which is great and is so important for parents right now. But we're thinking about next year. We're all, I think, ready for summer to come and end so that we can get back in the classroom so the kids can go back to school. What's that going to look like for you guys?
This is kind of like the longest summer we never knew we wanted. Maybe. So I can talk a little bit about upper school, and Miss Washington can share in elementary. In upper school, we have, our classes are very interactive. We are very fortunate to have some really amazing science labs for our students. We have, of course, our engineering classrooms, our robotics classroom, where our students learn basic foundations in, architecture and engineering, whether that's electrical or engineering design. We have some very, very highly qualified and amazing teachers who do that. We have teachers who set up their classrooms non-traditionally. Of course, we have some traditional, right, with the desks and the grouping, etc. A lot of our teachers this year went out and they tried flexible seating, which our students really love, especially the older students. And this can look like either sofas, or they have high tables, or we have some wobbly chairs. We have
bean bags, yeah.
Right, bean bags. So our middle and high school students really love that. And our classrooms, they can range anywhere from 20 to 25 students. Of course, our PE classrooms are a little bit are larger, as normal. But our campus, we have a brand new courtyard that is fully covered in turf, and we are still in the we're moving forward still. We've been pushed back a little bit because of what's going on, but our students will be getting a football field this summer that they have long awaited and is very much deserved. So that's happening as well.
Yes. And definitely the experience for an elementary student, definitely they come in through the front building, come into the cafeteria, get to eat breakfast and socialize with their peers. After that, their teachers would come in to pick them up, take them to the classrooms. They kind of get their morning routine set up. They get ready, pencils out and paper out, ready to go in the classroom. And in the average pre-K or kindergarten classroom, you'll see sing-alongs happening. They're doing their morning sing-alongs, whether it's the ABCs, sight words, different things like that. In your upper elementary classrooms, you already see them getting down to some type of note-taking or some type of delving into a STEM topic, whether it's dealing with robotics or some type of topic dealing with how to save animals in the ocean. So definitely they get right down into it, into the nitty-gritty, trying to prepare them for future, what just
and
college.
a lot of our lower school teachers do flexible seating very successfully as well. And our kids love it.
So definitely, it's a lot of small grouping, a lot of student choice, as far as where they sit, how they want to sit, and how they want to participate in the activities. Mm-hmm.
Fun. So we've got a question from Wendy just asking about what special ed looks like in the classroom. Do you guys have a co-teacher in the classroom for special ed? What is the normal in-class experience for the special ed students look like?
Definitely we do not, call the student out in the classroom. They're definitely immersed into the classroom with the other gen ed students. But we do not have a co-teacher model. What we do have is in-class support, and then we have pull-out. So definitely the in-class support looks like the instructional assistant going into the classroom for the allotted time that the students receive their minutes for, and the paraprofessional will be in there to support all students, but definitely focus on those students that need the support. In addition to the teachers are prepared with the students' individual education plan, where they are able to pull the students to their small group tables to better focus on them as well. And then if the student does need pull-out services for a resource class, then they are able to go, there's allotted time as well, where the resource teacher will call for them to come out of class for that 30-minute span, and then we'll be returned back to their net class.
Okay. Great. So we've got another question from Sage about in-classroom policies. Tell us about the dress code policy.
So our dress code policy is khaki pants, and in elementary, it's an orange polo, middle school, it's a gray polo, and in high school, it's a black polo. We have a local vendor who takes care of all of that for us here. Additionally, we have so many spirit shirts that our students wear, especially it's a favorite for our high school students for sure. They love the spirit shirts. So on Fridays, we'll sometimes do $1 dress or something like that, or $2 dress. And then my son is showing me one of his work that he did earlier. So we'll have stuff like that. And we have senior shirts, class shirts. So uniform is something that I feel is always kind of evolving. Our students have made it very clear that they love Jean Days and that they love a way to express themselves. So I think that every year we kind of look at a way that we can find a happy medium. But definitely it's something that, again, I feel it evolves, but for the most part, it's always our orange shirt for elementary. And it also, since we're a K-12, a lot of times families say, how do you make sure that the students are separated and that they aren't, in the same area, especially if I have a kindergartner, I don't want them around a senior or a junior just for safety reasons. And we always tell them that that's why it's so important for our students who are in uniform, because we're easily able to identify what we say, why is an orange shirt in this area? They don't belong here, or vice versa, gray, black. And so that's again, one of the reasons that we do that, and it really helps. And our elementary kiddos, their best thing to do is to dress up for themed days, which is our Read Across America week and things like that. So we're definitely always trying to be festive. We don't have a certain jacket or anything that we require people to wear. We just definitely want students to be comfortable when they're coming.
Yes.
Great. So let's touch on a little bit more in-school stuff that parents may need to know for the coming school year. Talk to me a little bit about before and after school activities. How early can kids come and interact with school? What do the after-school activities look like? And we talked a little bit about extracurriculars at the beginning that are still going on virtually, but what's offered extracurricular-wise in class?
So definitely before school, parents are able to drop off their students at 7 a.m. At 7 a.m. our doors open and students can start coming in. Anything that teachers offer in the morning would be sometimes with the club meetings and or tutoring. After school activities, we are fully involved in the UIL sports. So we are a UIL school. We participate within a district where we go and compete in basketball, volleyball, softball, wrestling, powerlifting, and football. Definitely, we have all of those teams. We compete on the varsity level, freshman team level, and JV levels for high school. And then we do have our middle school teams as well for 7th and 8th grade participation, where they can participate in those sports as well. So we, as far as the clubs, some of them that we mentioned was the student council. We have a cosmetology club. We have video gaming club, EA, the EA sports club, the sports club where they can play the video games online. We have clubs with video game design. What else? Yearbook, yes. Robotics for both elementary and upper schools. So definitely we have a wide array of different offerings where students can find something that they can be involved in and stay involved and stay committed to throughout the year.
Yeah, that's great. It sounds like you guys have a great roster, especially of sports. And with your football field coming up, that's such exciting news.
Yes.
Yes, our sports teams have, and our coaches and our students have done amazing things with what they have. We just had some wrestlers compete at state and do very, very well. So we're very lucky on the academic and the athletic side. Our robotics team was getting ready to go and compete at the first competition, and unfortunately it was canceled. It was kind of right when all of this happened. They were also invited to participate in the San Antonio Electrathon. They'll be the first charter to participate in that. So our kids are definitely well rounded, and we're very proud to be able to offer them different choices and opportunities just based on their interests.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it sounds like you've got a pretty vibrant school community. I'd love to hear you both talk about, as parents, but also as a part of the school leadership, talk about your relationship with your families and with your students and why it's important and how you maintain it.
So I can speak. I have been a part of BASE for over 3 years, and I have been able to see it in, actually I'll be going to my 4th year, different facets from having experience as a teacher, and then being able to serve as an instructional specialist with the Brooks Academies, and then now as the school leader. And our community is something that I have never experienced in any other place that I've been. Like I said, our parents are passionate and they're committed, and we don't get to choose our kids. Our kids choose us, as our families do as well. So that just means that we need to not let them down. And I don't think that we would be here and be so successful with virtual if it were not for everybody and a part of Brooks Academy and Brooks Academies. And that is our teachers. We are so fortunate to have teachers that are so invested in our students, and they give so much of their time and their energies in making sure that our students are learning, but also in making those personal connections with them. And I appreciate that, as not only being able to be fortunate to be the school leader at the campus, but also as a parent. My son, this is going to be his 2nd year, and the amount of growth that I have seen with the teachers and the instructions and the extra support has been something that even in my wildest dreams I could not have imagined. And of course, having an educational background, I am always hypercritical, and I trust the school and I trust the teachers with the education of my own child. All of the administrators at BASE have their children enrolled at BASE. So that says a lot.
Yes. So definitely, I started Brooks Academy back in 2013 as a 5th grade teacher. So definitely the connection and that I have had and personal relationships I've built with a lot of the families there has been tremendous. I still have a lot of the connections and with my students that are now juniors. They're going to be going into their senior year this next year. So definitely being able to be there and see them grow up and become young men and young women has definitely been an honor. I have also kind of transitioned up into this leadership role as well at BASE. I've also coached there, so definitely my reach has touched a lot of students there. So definitely when they see Ms. Washington come, they know that I'm about my business, and that they also know that they can come to me and hang out with me and talk to me about what's really going on and connect with me as well. They also get to see my daughter come to school with me, and they got to see her grow up, because she was not even attending Brooks, but she attended starting in kindergarten. So definitely my faith and my my commitment to BASE and my daughter's now commitment to BASE is definitely there, and somewhere that we really want to be and continue to grow. And I definitely would like for her to say that one day she graduated from Brooks Academy as well. So definitely, and this year I'm bringing my other daughter. She's going to be starting kindergarten there as well. So definitely the future is very bright for our students and our families. And
yeah.
I know Mr. Gallegos has some more questions about tech and IT, and I want to be able to answer them correctly. Mr. Gallegos, would you mind emailing me? That way I can get with our tech team to see what our future plans are should this have to be extended into August, which I hope is not the case, but I want to be sure that I'm giving you accurate information and taking your feedback back to them. So thank you very much for your feedback and for your suggestions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Great. So, if you will just email Ms. Salas and she'll get that back to you, that would be fantastic. We do have a couple of other parent questions that I want to address before we give our parting words. First one from Wendy is there just a general after school program for kids? And if so, is there a cost associated with that?
Yes, we do have an after school care program for our elementary students. We go all the way through middle school, and then for our high school students that cannot be picked up right away, there is like a study hall that they can enroll in. There is a fee associated with, but it's definitely affordable to most families.
Okay, great. And then we've got another question that actually has come through the pipeline through our Families Empowered phone line, which our Families Empowered specialists are on the phone all day, every day with families. And one question that we've got is, how is the school providing support to parents who want to help their kids, but they need that sort of support in Spanish? So how are you supporting parents who need homework help, but in Spanish for the parents?
So that's a great question. I would say majority, very close to 100% of our teachers have ESL certification, as was required by the district. That doesn't mean that they are all fluent in Spanish. However, what it means is that they are trained to, of course, help those English language learners and providing different strategies for them to be able to learn and retain the information. We do have an ESL teacher who has set up support for the children who are needing more of that support with the language barrier that is happening. A lot of our instructional assistants are bilingual. It's not a requirement, but it definitely helps. So we try to pair them up strategically like that. If it's a question with navigating our website or wanting more information about the school, yo también hablo español, so me pueden llamar y les puedo ayudar con alguna pregunta que tienen de nuestra escuela.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's been a huge question that we've seen coming through, is how Spanish-speaking parents can get support from the school, because there's so many questions going on with this virtual learning that we're all trying to get adjusted to.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Great. So we're coming up here to the end of our broadcast. So thank you both, Ms. Washington and Ms. Ellis, for sticking on with us and for answering all of these great questions. Thank you to everyone who participated in the chat and sent over some questions. It was so interesting, even for me, to be able to hear about all of this, and I've been out to the Brooks campuses and I learned something new today. So that was really great for me. I loved it.
Awesome.
So Families Empowered, just before we sign off, I like to say we're here for all of the families and all of the parents all day, every day. You can give us a call anytime. You can check out our website anytime. And what we do is we try and give you personalized one-on-one support, and that's what we're here for. So you give us a call anytime at 210-263-3524. And our entire team is bilingual as well. So we love being able to give that kind of support. And then we do also have a COVID resources page for families that have been affected. And we've got some San Antonio specific resources just specifically for the city and where you guys can get help. And that's on our main website at familiesempowered.org/COVID-19-resources. And we've got it in a bunch of different languages, which is exciting. So I'm really excited to be able to provide that to parents and to bring them closer to you guys and learn more about you firsthand.
Thank you. Well, thank you for this opportunity, and thank you to everyone at Families Empowered who is continuing to provide services. And I know families need and through this unprecedented time. And we just want to remind everybody that we are currently enrolling, so please take advantage of that. If you were interested in the next year, we are open to enrolling now, and this way it gives you an idea of what our base community is like and the culture, and gets the students, you know, one-on-one and face-to-face with the teachers, and getting to feel a little bit of the Brooks family that, you know, we love to share. So we are very appreciative of this. This was fun.
Yes, this was very fun. Very different. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you all. So we are signing off now, and we will see everyone again soon.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.